video? You want to video it and explain?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Okay, so here we go. Let me do this. So this is the work table for people that have they don't want to get hurt. So what you have is a footrest here, so that for my frame, my knees are straight and my hands are 90 degrees. So I come in here. A piano should be 28 3/4 inches high, and that's standard height. So you raise the seat.
Now this is ergonomically speaking.
Ergonomically speaking, but also concert pianos are 28 3/4 inches high to the top of this. So that's correct. So that is actually perfect for a proper piano player, of which I'm not, but either way, but you can do that, right? So that's all right, and you see my hand's always at this angle. And then when I'm working, if I was working on the computer, it's important that you sit above the monitors and you look down to them, so you don't do this.
Rather than looking up, yeah.
Right. That's what I've been doing for a long time. So these monitors are all below my eye height, which is
so
really
we
good.
dropped those down, what, 6 inches or so at least?
Yeah, I think 7 inches actually. And now this mouse, as it was too far away, and that started to hurt this part, so that's wrong. So I made this little thing here. It's just a little U channel, which is that.
Oh, that's your little slider there?
Yep, my little slider. And it's got little bits of Velcro to stick the wire on it if you need to. So it goes in here like this. And then I have a little piece of mouse mat juice that I've actually got the right size somewhere. There it is. Anyway, so here it is here. So there it is there. There's my mouse mat. My mouse matty. There you go. So that's that. So then I'm using wired mouse, not wireless, but either way, so that's it like that. So then I can work like this, and it's good. Now that's too low for me, so I can't do that. So this is Alan's box. It comes over here like this, and enables me to do that. Obviously I'm showing you it all.
So everything's kind of mobile and interchangeable.
But at all stages I can work any way in a perfectly ergonomically happy situation, which is like this. So if I'm working like this, then the important thing is I do editing and I have to use these keyboards, that everything's sort of like that around you. So the monitors are like that too. So these monitors are on these human scale stands. Anyway, so that's that. But lots of times I need to do other work where I'm working on something or writing. So this little thing pulls out, which is like a little writing tray. Or if I need to program something specifically, I'll bring it up here, put it here, work on it, program it, like that. Or
so this is kind of a transformer workstation.
Transformer workstation. So I've got a little keyboard here like this. So that's that. So that's just the basic run-of-the-mill stuff. I have another writing table over here that I'm just using for the mouse stand as well. So that's basic. But then lots of times I don't want to. It's not always good to work sitting down for long periods of time. So you stand and walk around. But sometimes you've got a deadline and you just have to keep working. In which case I can work standing up by doing this. This little thing comes out.
Oh, you got that in?
Yeah, that's in. And one, I can work like this if I want to, and be a slouch if I really wanted to, which is not exactly good. But if I was
that's late at night. Late at
night when I'm falling asleep. But normally it would be like this, stand up, and you'd work. But now obviously this rotates, so that when you stand like this, if you work like that, that's no good because you get carpal tunnel basically. So this rolls up like this, so that your hand is straight. Now,
so it articulates a little.
Exactly, with 15 degrees. And then you say, well, that doesn't make sense because you can't see the monitors. So that's these things. These things are really brilliant. These reach 30 inches each one. I can do this. It's pretty good. And they go anywhere. So I can sit here and work like this. If I need these monitors do the same thing. And I'm just doing it rough now, but you can put them wherever you like.
Were they hard to install, Bob?
No, one bolt. Okay, so that's basically it. So that's the monitor sort of thing. So that's the standing up set. So then of course that goes out the way and I can...
And how much are those mounts a piece?
About $300.
3?
Yeah, the whole thing, all the hardware was just under $1,000. That's this. I cut this and put this on as just a piece of wood, and the mounts were about $298 each from a company called Human Scale. Okay, so that's that. So that would be that one way of working. So we bung this down here. And that folds way under there. And the important thing is to get a long enough one so that when your legs are under there, you don't hit your knees.
Yeah.
So that's one way. But then the other way I work a lot is editing. which is not playing the piano, it's just editing the computer parts in the computer. So sometimes you want another system. So that would be, so what I would want to do is get to these pieces of gear. So this is very simply, it just picks up with Velcro, slides away. So there's little bits of Velcro.
And that replaced all that plexiglass thing that we made.
Yeah, we got rid of that because it was just a bit too heavy for one thing, really. And then this keyboard, it slid away. So I don't need it anymore. Sure. That slides out the way like that. And now this gives me the perfect space. These are cut for the size, and the wires are cut to be the right length. So I can now, I'll bring the whole big mixer down and do that up there. Just bring this down here. And that's it. So now these angle.
So now you're off the keyboard and onto the keyboards.
Right. And now I could put the mouse mat here, which I could do, but
or
normally,
keypad, excuse me.
Normally I use this little guy. This is where this guy comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
And this comes down here. And that's it. And you know, this is not being used right now. I could just put it out the way if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's it. Then I can work sort of in a slouchy way. I don't use the rest anymore. And then I can just rest down here. Then these come down to wherever I like. But ideally they should be out here and down. So they go to there.
Yeah, so you're looking down.
So I'm looking down, and I can do the same here. Same sort of thing. Which I'm not going to bother to do. Well, I can actually, to show you.
So, Bobby, what was the working process here? Time, engineering, of course, you had to go through the whole medical thing of figuring out what you needed.
Actually, you know, all it was really was, these stands are fantastic. All it was really was, I had a pinched nerve in my neck, and I couldn't work anymore, looking left and sitting badly for many hours. So I had to, the doctor said, you know, you're going to cripple yourself, how are you working? And I told him, and he said, well, you should look online and see how to do it. So there's a company that specialises in ergonomics, and there's a lot of study in it now because so many people have been using computers for more than 20 years, and injuries have started to come into play. So that was apparent to me, and I went online and I read a lot about.
And so you saw something similar online?
No, but I saw the parameters of how a human body should sit. So based on that, I looked at what was available, and there were desks available which you press a button and they come up and they raise up and they go down and they do all the nice things.
So they're mechanical.
They're mechanical, but they weren't made for musicians that have a musical keyboard, so it never accommodated what I wanted.
So it wouldn't.
It was more for people
wouldn't work for you.
Yeah. So that's basically it. And it's pretty cool.
Well, this is Bobby Summerfield, one of my best friends.
My best buddy.
Hiking pal.
Absolutely.
And this is something Bobby created and I helped create. So
absolutely.
Hope it serves somebody, at least it's serving Bobby, and helping his neck out greatly. So.